Congresswoman, welcome back to the program. You clearly hit a nerve with this ad in the newspaper up there. But the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, says that New York is a lot safer than Dallas is in many places in your district.
Yeah, Mayor of New York doesn't know what he's talking about, and I have no idea where he's getting those numbers. If you're not pressing charges against these criminals, then yeah, okay, your numbers are going to look skewed. But the fact is that we see these images over and over again. Women are being punched for fun, apparently, in New York. Police officers are being attacked, and the very criminals who are doing these crimes are then being released the very next day by judges that aren't holding them accountable. And some of them are here illegally. We don't even know who they are, and yet without cash bail, they're being released to do more crimes. And that's exactly what you saw with the death of Officer Jonathan Diller. As the criminal who murdered him had been let go from a number of times, over 20 different occasions, had been arrested and let out of jail. And this is the problem. Is when there's no deterrent, you're going to see an increase in crime. And that's what's happening in New York. If the New York mayor doesn't like the ad, it's because he's scared that he's going to lose more officers that they can't afford to lose. But when you've got policies that put these officers' lives on the line and you put them at unnecessary risk, expect your officers to look someplace else. And we've got plenty of openings in our law enforcement agencies in Texas and in North Dallas, North Texas specifically, as you know, because you carried it. We've got a job fair, and last year we had a whole row that was dedicated to law enforcement agencies that were looking to hire the fastest growing state in the country for a reason. We want them to come down here.
Have you heard from any law enforcement officers from New York or any law enforcement unions
Not yet.
up there?
We haven't heard from any of the officers yet, but the ad was just placed in yesterday. It was just published yesterday. But I have been in touch with a number of our police chiefs in the area who are excited about it. They think it's a great idea. They are looking to recruit. And again, they used to have hundreds of people who would apply for each position. They're not having that right now. We have seen over the last several years with this defund the police effort, the fact that police officers are disrespected. It's a much more risky job now than it was before, when there's no deterrence to prevent these violent criminals from attacking police officers. So we are doing our best to support our local law enforcement agencies in getting them some really great recruits.
A lot of big cities have crime, like New York, Chicago, LA. How did you get the idea to place this in the New York Post?
Well, I got sick of seeing the images of police officers that were being assaulted, police officers who were being murdered, and then seeing these politicians try to strong arm their way into their funerals to get a photo op, acting as if they care, when it's their very policies that have caused us this disaster, this destruction. And so my heart reached out, and I had a heartbreak moment when I just watched that video of the Jonathan Diller funeral. And there's something that has to be done. We've got wonderful people in our police departments in this area. We've got great citizens that respect, that revere, they appreciate the job that our officers do every day when they cowboy out and they go and they protect lives, not knowing if they're ever going to get home that night. We respect our officers. And as a former mayor who stood by our officers when they were being challenged, when they were only doing their job and they were protecting our citizens, I have experienced this firsthand. I have gone to funerals where officers have been struck down in the line of duty, and it's horrific that this happens. But if we can just bring some of those officers down that aren't being respected, that feel that they are not being able to do their job, and we can fill some of these positions that we've got at our law enforcement agencies in North Texas, it'll be well worth it.
Do you really think that any officers will come down, will heed this call?
No, I do. I really do.
You think so?
When you don't know whether or not you are going to make it out alive, but you know that you're putting your life on the line to arrest these violent criminals only to see them released the very next day without cash bail, some without even showing IDs. They're being released back in the population, and over and over and over again, they're committing more crimes. Yeah, you've got, if that is your job, if your job is to enforce those laws, when you see, it's got to be completely unsatisfying, and the risk is not worth it. But you can come down to Texas where you'll be respected, where you'll have a job, you'll have a much higher quality of life at a much lower price tag. Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of officers flee New York City and come to some place where they're actually appreciated.
What did the ad cost?
It got paid for with campaign dollars as opposed to taxpayer expense. It was an expensive ad, but I think again, if we can bring some of these officers, it'll be great for the officers. It'll be great for our community. If we can start filling some of these positions, it'll be well worth it.
How many positions are we talking about that are open there in your district?
There are hundreds of positions that are that when you start looking at all the different police forces, you know, from Dallas to Fort Worth, there's a lot of openings, and every year, you know, we have had the police departments and the law enforcement agencies participate in our job fair. We're going to have another one August 8th. It's going to be in Arlington, and they're going to be there again. But we are looking for great, strong recruits. We know that the NYPD is some of the best. We want them down in Texas.
Do you plan any more of these ads? Any other outreach to New York officers?
We'll see. We'll see if this one's successful. How many different people that we have that contact our police officers, our police agencies, and how many get hired and actually move down. If it's successful, we'll definitely look at doing ways of recruiting in other areas of the country.
Before we let you go, I want to talk about the elementary school kids coming to DC as well. How many students are coming from how many schools, and what all are they doing
about
there?
150 people that are coming from across the district. We're going to limit it to 60 people, and then we just had overwhelming response. So our folks in the office just couldn't say no. So we said, come on up. We've got a whole weekend plan. They're coming in on Thursday, or they're going to stay through Sunday. We've got some fantastic events for them. The Smithsonian is some of their museums are opening up early, and they're allowing the kids in. They're going to be doing events there. We're doing a Capitol tour for them in the evening. We're going to have a faux press conference that they can participate in with members of the Dallas Morning News helping us. So I think it's a great opportunity for them to come to DC with their families, to be introduced to how government works. And I hope they have a great time. And we'll see again if we do this event again next year. But we've had overwhelming response, and we're really excited about it.
Congresswoman, thank you for the time as always. We appreciate it.
Thank you. You have a great week.